Alright guys, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be doing some more web hacking CTFs, and in this video we're going to be doing the Zorz box on Vulnhub. Now this challenge is categorized as easy and very beginner friendly, so there shouldn't be any problem going through it. If you wanna follow through, you can go to Vulnhub and download it and try it out yourself. Again, in order to do that, you're gonna have to first set up a you're gonna need to set up your own isolated networks to protect your main device. But yeah, so let's just get started with the Zorz box. All right, as usual. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do nmap, because I have the machine running in this internal network. So I have my Cat Linux machine and the vulnerable machine isolated within their own network. So we're gonna do that right now. So we're gonna scan it by saying nmap silent scan. So -sv to enumerate service versions. Then I'm gonna say -p -p in order to scan all ports. So I'm gonna say T4 to do the scan with T4 speed, and then we're gonna scan all the IP addresses on this network, which is 10.38.1.110 to 120. And in order to do a silent scan, we need to run it with sudo permissions. Just type in the password, and we are right now scanning the the network, trying to find the IP address of the vulnerable machine, which is a Zorz box. So when it's done, we're gonna be right back. All right, so that took some time, but we're finally done scanning our internal network, and it says that the IP address of the machine, the vulnerable machine, is can't press right now. It's 10.38.1.118, right? How do I know that? Again, you can watch my previous videos, but over here, it scanned two different IPs, 10.38.1.118 and 10.38.1.119, right? And if I say ifconfig, you can see that the IP address of my Cat Linux machine is 10.38.1.119. So we know that this IP address is mine, and this one has to be the vulnerable machine, because there's only two machines on this internal network, right? So that's how we know. And as you can see, it has two. Let me just make this a bit bigger for you guys. All right, so it says that there's an SSH port on a port, no, there's SSH servers on port 22, and that it says that there's an HTTP service on port 80. And we have the versions over here. Again, this could be useful, but we're not going to focus on that right now. But usually when I have HTTP as one of the services running on the machine, I first go for the HTTP, because that's just how I do it. Because with SSH we actually need credentials, right? And right now we don't have any, so it makes sense to first go for the HTTP service, which is basically it means that there's a web server running on the machine. So let's access it using a browser. So it's going to open up Firefox. And then we're going to say 10.38.1.118. Oh my god, it's so slow. Is it? Yeah, okay. And over here it says that it's a page that says Zorz image uploader, and it allows us to upload a file, right? And if we're gonna try, at least in this case, we're gonna try and upload a PHP reverse shell, because that's usually the go-to. So anytime you're doing a web CTF challenge, then it tells you to upload a file. Okay, it usually wants you to at least the challenge is intended for you to upload a reverse shell, right? So I already have one downloaded. So I'm just gonna browse and just grab it right now. So it's the PHP right here. Just gonna open it. I'm gonna press upload, and it says file is valid and was successfully uploaded. So we uploaded the PHP reverse shell right now, and then here it tells us here's some more debugging info, which again is just not that useful for us. It's just showing that we've uploaded the file. So it says the name of the file was this. It's a PHP reverse shell.php. It says it's a PHP application, etc. Right, and then it gives a size and error, whatever. Right? So now that we know that we've uploaded the PHP reverse shell, we want to try and find out where on the server was the PHP reverse shell uploaded. Okay, so one way we can do that is we can run a GoBuster. We can run the GoBuster command with a word list, just many in Linux given to us, and we're gonna try to basically figure out or try to find a directory that holds uploads that we've made, right? So we want to find what that is. So we can just go buster dir, okay, dash u. It's just the URL now, which is 10.38.118, 10.38.1.118. Then we're going to specify the word list. So in Linux, there's already a bunch of word lists we can use to brute force directories. So I'm going to say user share dir buster word lists, and then the one we're going to use is directory. Again, you can use any one in this list, it doesn't really matter. Directory list 2.3 medium.txt, and that should be it. Again, I can use extension here to specifically look for files with these extensions, but then that's going to make it too long. So we're just going to we're just going to run this, because again, we're looking for a directory that that might be called uploads or something like that, right? So it wouldn't be something with one of those extensions. So we're not gonna add that, and it's gonna save us some time. So I'm gonna press enter. Yeah, it's going pretty slow, regardless. Okay, so we found a JavaScript directory. Let's just wait and see what happens, and we're gonna get back to the video. All right, so as you can see, we're approaching 50%, and we've already found 3 pages that exist on the server, and now it loaded this server status. Now I'm gonna stop the scan right now because I didn't mention it in the beginning, but the challenge itself already told us that there would only be 3 pages, right? So there would be only 3 pages for us. So I know there's going to be nothing else of use that's going to pop out from the scan, right? Even if the challenge didn't tell us that, usually when a server status pops up at the end, it usually means that there's nothing that's useful to the challenge. It's gonna appear even if you continue the scan until 100%. So that's one thing to keep in mind, right? So we have 3 pages, and again, we were looking for, as we said before the scan, we were looking for. I shouldn't say scan. We were trying to brute force the directories on the site. We were trying to find where our reverse shell was uploaded. And over here we have this directory called uploads to, right? So if you try and look that up right now, okay, we're just gonna go here, we're gonna say upload to. Oh, okay, so it doesn't have anything. So if there's an uploads to, okay, if there's uploads to, then there could be an uploads one, because that's an odd name to give it, right? So if you were to create a folder to hold all the uploads on a site, you would give it something like upload or something. You wouldn't say upload two, right? Two almost implies that there's a one. So if I change the two to a one, there we go. So we found a directory that exists on the server It looks like our Go Buster brute forcing didn't catch it, but we found the folder that our reverse shell was uploaded to. So basically, what that means is if I click this PHP reverse shell, it's gonna run our script, and when it runs our script, because of how the reverse shell works, it's gonna send a connection back to us. So let's set up our listener. So we can do that by saying nc lnvp, and let's just pick up. Actually, no, the one that's the port that I configured in the reverse shell was 1234, so it has to match. So I'm gonna say listen on port 1234. Now we're waiting for a connection. Now if I go up and I click this PHP reverse shell and it executes, it actually connects us to the server, right? If I wanted to, right here, as you can see, I'm actually inside. I can say who am I. It says I'm www data. If I say how does it, if it's ls, it's gonna show me. All right, there's a bit of a technical error, but we're back to where we were before. So like I said, gain access to the machine. If you press ls, we can see the contents of the directory we're in right now. If you want to know the directory that we're in right now, specifically, if you want to know if you want to print a working directory, you press pwd. It says we're in the root directory. We can change. We can go into home and then press ls, and tells us there's a user, but again, there's nothing in user. We press ls inside. There's nothing in there. We press ls-a to see hidden files, and it tells us the files that are there. So again, nothing that useful. If you wanted to get a shell, because this isn't, we already have a shell, but if you wanted to get a bash shell, one way we can do it again is to a one line Python command, like this. When I say Python, again, this assumes that Python actually is installed on this machine. So I'm going to say python-c to run a one line Python command. So I'm going to say import pty. I'm going to say pty.spawn, and then we're going to say bin bash, because we want a bash shell. And now we have a bash shell. As you can see, this is a lot nicer. But as far as the challenge is concerned, all we had to do was gain access to the machine. We did it right. We did it. So we basically uh, did one way of completing the challenge. So that's the end of the video. Actually, like I said, it's not meant to be a very difficult box to complete. It's very beginner friendly. In the next video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and gain access to the Zorz box again, except I'm gonna use a different method to do so. So if you like this video, leave a like, comment if you have any questions. I'll get back to all of them. And yeah, guys, have a good day.